Welcome to the To Your Success podcast, hosted by Christer Johnson and Elin Solheim. Each bi-weekly episode takes a deep dive into how success and freedom is created and how you can start living the life you truly want now. Christer was top CEO of international companies for more than 20 years. He's done business in most parts of the world. Now he is an international success mentor, helping people and organizations to be successful. Elin and Christer are partners in life and business. They truly live what they teach every day. They sail their beautiful 43-footer around the world while helping clients all over the world. They are proof that you can get all the freedom you've ever wanted. They truly live what they teach every single day.
Welcome to the To Your Success podcast. I am mentor Christer Johnson, and with me today is
Elin Solheim, your wife and business partner. Yes. Surprise!
Surprise. It's not a surprise to me.
No, thank God not.
So today we are going to talk about your next chapter begins with who you become.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It really is, yeah. So many people think that change is about new goals. And why is that incomplete?
It is to think the other way around. It is to think upside down. It is to think that when I have this, then I can do that, and then I can become that. And that is upside down. And how? Because to reach a goal, and the most important goal, the most worthy goal, I would say, you can have, is to live the life that feels like you, true you, and have the freedom to live it. And then you can fill that with other things. I want financial freedom, I want that, I want a new car, I want that, I want to have more love in my life. Mm-hmm. But it is about who you become. And that is goals or identity. You know, you will never reach your goals until you have become the person in your goal.
No, so external change often fail. Then.
It's like going on a diet. You're into the mechanics of it. You change the way you eat for a certain period, and then you use first motivation and then discipline to change that. Mm-hmm. Then most people, they gain that weight back again, and maybe more. You know, there are two things related to that. One is that when you say that you lose weight, then your body will your mind will always look for something they have lost. Mm-hmm. That is one thing. But you don't change your identity. You don't change your self-image. You have to see yourself, you have to be that, you have to think, feel and act like a healthy person. Not only on a diet, the diet is just a start, just to show that it's possible to do. Mm-hmm. At the same time with wealth, same thing with wealth. If you want to be wealthy, you should start focusing on doing the wealthy habits. Mm-hmm. Because it is through the action, not through the diet, not through the motivation or discipline. It is when it becomes a habit that you really change. Mm. So you can say that to reach the goals is an effect. The cause is you, is always you.
So the identity will come before results then?
Always. Always. And that's a big misunderstanding, that you think that when I get that, then I will be that. It's like when I get that money, then I will be happy. And we have so many proof that, of course, if you have no money, then it will feel good to have. But it's like... to double the amount of an already full bank account will not make you happy. Right? It is the internal shift that changes everything.
Well, I know I would be a little bit happier with a full bank account.
But mine is never full.
No, that's true.
No, it just grows, it grows. But that's money. I mean, money is not, it is, that's what it is, right? But then happiness, right? When this happens, when I get a new girlfriend, it's not talking for me, right? But when this happens to me, when I have love in life, then I will be happy. No, that's not the way it is. When you are happy, you will have love in life.
Yeah.
Right? You have to choose, you have to become. Right. You have to become that first. And that is goal versus identity, right? Because the external change without the internal shift, it doesn't last very long. And you are the cause. You are not the effect. Your life is the cause of what you have. That is why we say everything. It's about becoming. Becoming.
So, who does the next chapter require you to be?
You in your goal. You just have to be you in your goal. And you can say that's easy for you to say.
I can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of it. Who are you in your goal? How do you think? How do you feel? And how do you act in your goal? Right? Einstein said that. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get it. He said, this is not religion, this is not spirituality, it's physics. It follows. If you study quantum physics, you will see it. If you study religion, you will see it. If you study philosophy, you will see it.
Yeah.
Spirituality, you will see it.
Or you just listen to the podcast, you will learn a lot about it too.
Yeah, but just listening to a podcast won't help. I did that for 10 years. I gathered information. I listened to not podcasts. I listened to audiobooks because this was before the podcast became so popular. And I listened to the audiobooks. I read the books. I did all the exercises and nothing happened because I didn't change. I was still the same. I tried to do it mechanically instead of doing it into the spirit of it. What does into the spirit of it means? In spirit, inspired means in spirit. So if you are inspired by your goals, then you are in the spirit of your goal. How do you think in your goal? Do you think the lack of it, or do you think the abundance?
Always abundance in my goal, yes.
Yeah, in your goal. Then it's easy to be afraid and think lack during the day. But then you correct yourself and say, no, Elin, in my goal, I don't think like that. You correct yourself. You study yourself. You are aware. And the more aware you are, the more you will get. You know, we are only limited by the level of awareness and poverty of imagination, the power of our imagination.
And I use this imagination by just feeling grateful for being me in my goal. So I go to the goal and I feel grateful being there. So that's when I feel like me in my goal.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the best feeling.
It is. When I am in my goal, I'm really proud. I'm really grateful. And I'm really self-confident, meaning that I trust myself. That is me in my goal. I'm grateful. I'm happy. I love what I do. Already love what I do. I would just love it even more. And that is how I feel in my goal. Then what skill set do I have in my goal? That's important too. It's not only mindset. We cannot meditate us to get what we want and to live the life. We can meditate to feel better. But if you want to change your reality, you have to change as well. Not only what you think, but how you feel. So you think like you in your goal. What kind of thinking do you do? I'm courageous. I dare to do things. I have courage. I'm not afraid of failing. I act now. I don't procrastinate. I act now. That's important, you know. So many people, they get stuck in the how. I don't know how, therefore I cannot. I don't know how, therefore I cannot. But you can grow. You can learn new things. You can learn new mindset. You can learn a new skill set. And then how do you act? A market, if you're in a market, never sees your actions, or never sees your thoughts, only sees your actions. So you have to act. You have to go out there. 1907, James Allen wrote As a Man Thinketh, a book, one of my favorite books. And he says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. And he also said that mind is the master that creates. Mind is the master that molds and makes. And perception is reality. So change your perception, and then you will change. So how does the world look when you are in your goal? Looks good, right? And that is why identity comes before result. You have to become that person. If you want to have good health, you have to become that person. Become that person who is healthy, who works out, eat healthy, discipline.
But to become that person, you also have to let go of something. And a lot of people think that it's hard to let go of something to become the one you want to go. Why is that? Why is it so hard of letting go? It's like this, you grieve the old you. Why is it so hard to...
You miss the old you. Well, there are two things going on. First of all, of the 70,000 or 80,000 thoughts every day we think, 95% they are automated thinking, right? Just habits, old habits. Most of them are really good for us. Only a few are bad. And they're not bad until you set a goal and you realize that this will not take me to my goal. So you have to be aware and you have to reprogram yourself. Change the habitual thinking. 95% of your day is automated, all your thoughts. Then the rest 5% is that you control. You have to be really good at controlling that. There is a glitch between you see something and then you act. It's about 1 second. When you're driving a car, it's called the reaction time. But it's the same thing. In the minute you experience something, you have the 1 second to catch yourself. And you can ask that question. Will this grow me into my goal? Will I be 1% better doing this? 1% closer to my goal? If I say yes to this? If the answer is yes, then you do it. If the answer is no, then you don't. But without a clearly defined goals, you have no idea what to do. Right? You cannot use your analytical mind if you don't have a goal. That is why people become loyal to performing daily trivia, because they don't think about their goal. That is the beauty of the goal. The beauty of the goal is not to get there. The beauty of the goal is the journey to the goal, right? And then when it feels sad to give up, it's like it is because it's sad. Sometimes it feels like an old friend, just not a good old friend. But you have to let that go. It's all the old habits, most of them, right? In finance and economy and running companies, we talk about the 80-20 rule. That 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions. And when you figure out what those 20% actions are, then you can easily double or triple your results. But you have to focus on that. That means that you have to let go. There are a lot of things you have to stop doing. Hi, this is Christer. Thank you for watching and listening to our podcast. We really appreciate that. As you see, we love sharing how you can live the life you truly want, and we also love sharing how we live this every day. You know what changed my life is that I did one thing. I signed up for a strategy call with my first mentor. That was the one thing that changed my life. And that is why we offer you to do exactly the same thing with me and my team as well, because we know that call, those 30 minutes can be the thing that changes your life. So if you go to our website, christerjohnson.com, up in the right corner, you will find a button to click on. Click on that button and book a strategy call with us. It might be the best thing you ever done to change your life. Have a wonderful day. And now, back to the podcast.
If a goal is really, really important for you, as it should be, or else it's not a goal, then it shouldn't be hard letting go of all the things you don't need to do.
It's easier for the brain to think a negative thought than a positive thought. It takes less energy to think a negative thought. Negative thought is, I'm not going to change. Right? Because the neural pathways are already created, but when you start thinking new thoughts, you have to create new neural pathways. It takes more energy. It's more difficult. You can feel that, especially if you are sick or tired, then we call it that it's easy to trigger people. In Norwegian, we say they have kort lunte. I mean, they have like a short fuse because it's easy to trigger them. And that happens always when your energy is low. You can have worked a lot, so you're a little bit tired, slept bad. Maybe you have a cold, whatever, a fever, back pain, whatever it is, then you need to be aware, because a lot of your energy goes to that. Right? And then when you get challenged and you have to think positively and think up and think about your goal and reprogram yourself, that takes more energy. That is why those 5% are really important, because using the 5% of the thoughts where you're actually conscious aware of what you think, feel and act, that is how you reprogram yourself. To reprogram yourself is just to create a new habit. It is like going from a manual toothbrush to electric toothbrush. I still struggle with that, that every time. I have to practice, I have to practice.
It's no point in having an electrical toothbrush if you still move your hand back and forth.
I know. But it's like I have to, it's not automated yet.
No.
It's like repeating the goal in the morning. It's not, if you have to think about it or if you get it, it's not automated.
It's true. Yeah.
So what you need to do is to reprogram yourself, right? And
Let go
that is
of
why
all
we use our morning routine.
Yeah, just let go of all self-image.
Yeah. Who are you in your goal? You create that new self-image of who you are in your goal. How do you see yourself? Who are you? So it's the old self-image holding you back, the former success, and nothing is more dangerous to success than former success. You have familiar roles you play in the job, in at home, everything, and all that. And I have told that story to many of our clients. When I started changing, really fast changing, you said that, all the crazy stuff you do, I'm not into that. I said, that's okay. Did I reprogram myself? And then you came. Yeah, you followed. Right? And that's important. One of the key things is not to let you down by the external things happening around you. I don't share my goals or my processes or how we work and how we think with people that will just argue with us and tell us that we're wrong.
No, that's not point. It's not
no
point in
because
doing
I only
that.
talk to the paradigms and I'm not interested. If they're curious, wondering, and I want to change and they actually ask because they want to understand, then that's different.
But talking to people that don't want to understand and don't want to be a part of this, it's no point.
No, it's like in sales talking head to head. I mean, we never argue. You have to talk heart to heart. So, and your self-image is in your heart, right?
So, do you think it takes courage to change, to let go, to change like that?
In two ways, I think it takes courage. One thing is to dare to be different than everyone around you. You have to take courage to do something that others don't do. And you can do it quietly without telling everyone.
Yeah, but there will be signs.
There will be signs for sure.
Yeah.
They will. So that is one. That's like the external encouragement. But maybe the biggest courage you need is to challenge yourself, to challenge your thinking. Right? I can take an example of that. I told that to my high achiever group last week. Was that we came home we had a seminar about a week ago, and 3-day seminar. Great people, absolutely, and we completely changed it. They came out as different people after that seminar. And then I have my old self was that, I have worked really hard now, so now I'm tired. And that in the minute when I walked in the door at home after the seminar, I had that thought. I worked so hard now, so now I'm tired. No, I'm not. I just rejected that idea, right? And you were wondering who I was, since I was like this Duracell rabbit going on. But I had so good energy because my paradigm had changed. My paradigm was that I'm really tired now, so now I have to be tired and a little bit grumpy and all that. But instead I said, no, that's all me. That's all me. I get energy from what I do. I just flip that.
Yeah. It's like I can feel the change in you, but I can also feel the change in me. So that's a kind of fun when you start changing so fast and so in so many areas that we do. It's like I have always been the kind of person that wants to be right. I'm always right.
Yes.
right.
I disagree in that you're always right, but I understand what you're saying.
Just agree. So, but the point is that now I'm starting to become the person that I know I'm not always right.
Yeah.
But my goal is to become that person that really don't care about being right.
Yeah. Because why is it important?
It's not.
It's not. No.
But like being aware of changing, of course it's hard to let go of the old me. Let go of the old me that was always right. It's much easier just to say that I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah,
but it's so much more fun to be on the other side.
You have a special saying there. Maybe you come up with like,
I give up so you can only be wrong.
yeah. Yeah, well, that's not an attitude that takes you to a goal, because one thing is we have to be curious, we have to study, we have to study ourselves and be aware. And it is first when you are aware of and ask yourself that question: why do I think like that? Why do I feel like that? Why do I act like that? Right? it is first in that moment that you change your self-image, right? Because you say, no, I'm not that anymore. And I don't want to be that anymore.
And that
and if you don't want to be that anymore, then change.
I think that can actually be painful. It takes a lot of courage. Just point your finger at yourself and say that you are not that kind of person anymore, because you have to change. And if you have to change, you have to do something. You have to.
That comes from a misunderstanding of life. And it comes from a lack of self-love. Right? Because when you feel that you always have to be right, it comes from an uncertainty and not a faith in yourself, and to trust yourself and the universe and how it actually is. What most people misunderstand is that we create all the time. Right? The laws are like that. Law of vibration, law of attraction, law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Law of polarity. It is always like that. It's the same thing as friction and everything. It's like all these laws work all the time, and we create all the time. And it's our choice what we want to create. I mean, you can grab this energy that you have inside you. What is that energy? It's how you think and feel and act. And you can either do it to create something that you really want, or you can continue doing the same thing and get exactly the same result. You just have to give up. And that is the price of living the life you truly want. The price is that you have to be disciplined. You have to train yourself. You have to train your mind to live the life you want. And if you, like us, then have lived like 50 plus years, we are really good. We have trained ourselves a lot to live the life that we don't like anymore. And then to give up that is like lose. It's not. You don't lose, you win.
Yeah, definitely.
You win actually the possibility of creating something that you truly want. And you don't have to be, no rush. All you have to do, but don't ignore the signal inside you. I mean, the next chapter in your life begins inside you, just like it began inside me. I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I wanted to change. Then I got help from a wonderful mentor, 2 mentors. And that is one of the cheat codes, right? It's really hard. You can. I tried for 10 years and nothing happened, and then I got a mentor and everything changed in 6 months. And we know that every time we go to our mentors, we come back as different people.
We do.
Yeah, so, and that's the biggest investment. I always think about what will it cost me not to do this. So to sum up then, As a Man Thinketh in His Heart, So He Is. James Allen, 1907, he wrote that book. As a Man Thinketh. It's a wonderful little book. Think and Grow Rich is exactly the same thing. The Science of Getting Rich is exactly the same thing. The Science of Good Health is exactly the same thing. It is you become. And the tool you have to become a different version, a better version of yourself, is your mind. And just don't ignore that signal, and the next chapter begins inside you. And when it starts inside, it comes out, right? Because it doesn't come from the outside in, it comes from the inside out. You become a better version of yourself. You live the life you truly want on the way to your goals, and all you need to do is become 1% better every day. 1% better, 1% better, 1% better every day. And then you get what you want. But if you just sit there and complain and say, I wish, nothing happens. Nothing happens. Okay?
Are we done then?
I think we're done. Well, we are never done, but this episode is done. Everything we do is to your success. If you want to work with us, go to christerjohnson.com, book a call with us. No pressure, only clarity. And subscribe so you get notification every second week when new episodes are out. And please share with others. You think, oh, she should really listen to that, or he should really listen to that. Share this episode with them. Okay? So I wish you a wonderful week. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of To Your Success podcast. Please leave us a rating and review on your favorite podcast platform. For more information on how Christer's mentoring programs can help you in your own life, visit christerjohnson.com.